Welcome to BotSoakers 5-minute map tutorials. In this series we focus on a particular map and take the 5 most important mechanics specific to that map and spend 1 minute talking about each. The aim is to give you a better understanding of what matters on each map, enabling you to spiral small advantages and improve your win rate. To commence the 5-minute map tutorial series, we decided to start with my top 5 general tips that apply to all maps in an attempt to reduce repetition. Please remember these guides are primarily aimed at bronze to platinum players and is assuming basic knowledge like being able to recognise most drafts are better with a healer, a tank and a solo laner, for example. However, the hope is by keeping things short and concise, everyone can take something from them. Number 1. The value of XP. Probably the most important thing to be constantly aware of in Heroes of the Storm is XP. As long as you can keep roughly level in XP, you have a chance to win, no matter how bad things look. When you get 2 or 3 levels behind, the enemy are so much stronger that things feel impossible in a team fight, and conversely, when ahead, everything feels so easy. A wave of minions yields more XP than a hero kill prior to level 5. And although kills do start to give more XP than a wave of minions, killing a wave is much easier and infinitely safer than chasing for kills. Try to team fight less frequently, instead learn to play the map and harvest as much XP from it as possible. The challenge is to try and collect every minion of XP prior to level 10. Objectives is often a time to abandon this rule, but it's worth observing that objectives prior to level 10 are often not particularly impactful, so whatever you do, don't die for them. If things look difficult, be prepared to abandon early objectives in favour of soaking lanes. This will help you reach level 10 first, where you should force a fight and potentially spiral a greater advantage than is possible from a low level objective. Most games are won and lost in mid to late game team fights, so be cautious when your enemy has a talent tier advantage and only look to fight when on the same talent tier and at least equal in number. Number 2. Camps and boss. Camps are a very valuable asset in HotS. They not only give XP, but can be used to put pressure on lanes when fighting elsewhere on the map. This is known as split pushing, and is especially effective during a fight for the objective, forcing your adversary to lose structures or send someone to defend it, giving you a 5v4 team fight. Camps are also great to push with, especially night camps, as they offer spell armor against enemy spells and will tank forts, allowing you to dive the tower for kills or to put significant damage on it. Invading enemy camps is a good way to deny them XP, create lane pressure and to force a fight. However, this tactic is only viable when at a talent tier advantage or higher in numbers. For example, if they have dead heroes or are showing far away on the map. The most important thing to remember is to not get a camp and rotate away, allowing your opponent to clear them for free. The same is true of bosses, although extra care should be taken as they take longer and will often be contested, meaning you risk losing a lot if beaten over a fight for the boss. Be aware of heroes that can steal the boss, for example Fausted with Gust or Tyrael with Holy Ground, among others. Getting a boss and winning an objective at the same time can spiral your league significantly, so look out for these opportunities. Also, maps that have 2 bosses, for example Cursed Hollowed and Alterac Pass, facilitate a double boss play. This means once you have secured one boss, you can claim the other while they defend the first, and then look to push with the second for keep taking plays and end game opportunities. As a rule, push with the boss to get maximum siege value, unless circumstances dictate otherwise. Number 3. When to and when not to fight. A common theme throughout my videos will be to try and show the importance of playing the odds by avoiding fights when at a disadvantage and forcing them when at an advantage. This is a simple yet very effective strategy to be aware of and is often the cause of winning and losing. With this in mind, when at a disadvantage, we should look for safer map gains until the tables are as even as can be. For example, the enemy team are level 20 and we are 19. We should endeavour to soak all lanes safely, take our camps and wait until we also hit level 20 and therefore be on equal talents before fighting, even if that means giving up a boss, our camps, or even an objective. And conversely, the team with the extra talent power spike should look to take advantage of their power spike and force a fight prior to things becoming equal again. Boss, camp invasion, objective, or even a hard push to take a keep is a great way to force your opponent to either fight or give up something of value from the map, enabling you to incrementally increase your lead. Don't rest on your laurels when ahead, push and take what you can while you can. Don't be greedy when behind. Wait for opportune moments, study the minimap, and look to catch someone out of position for an easy kill. You'll get XP and will temporarily switch the advantage in your favour. Number 4. How to teamfight. Damage numbers are mostly irrelevant, so don't get fixated on that. The important thing is damage that leads to kills, as this gives your team a temporary advantage on the map, and once you have successfully won a team fight, you can do things that will lead to destroying structures. Tanks, hold your stun if there is no kill pressure. You may need it in a moment to help keep a teammate alive who is being focused. DPS, just poke, clear the wave, and if no kill opportunities are forthcoming, try rotating to another lane to surprise your opponent with superior numbers. When your tank makes the engage, you want your spells, and especially follow-up stuns, roots and slows etc. to hit this focus target for a quick kill. Something to consider: if the whole team auto-attacks the focus target just once, they will lose over 1000 health. 2 auto-attacks doubles that, and then a couple of spells equals a swift kill. If you want to improve mechanically and increase your DPS output, don't just rely on your spells for damage. Ensure to auto-attack whenever you are in range to do so. Getting the first kill is massive, as it puts your team in a 5v4 advantage, so healers, be sure to use everything to prevent the first death. DPS should look to poke and auto-attack the nearest safe target to hit, which will change constantly, and if 2 are just as safe, pick the easiest to kill, and yes, this even includes the enemy tank. Tanks should be aware that it isn't your job to chase kills in the backline. You should be protecting your most valuable assets, which is your DPS teammate. Set up a DPS target for them to safely approach and drop their damage on, and peel to keep them safe when they are focused. As soon as you have a man down, the odds are against you, and unless they are low, you should try to withdraw without dying and get value elsewhere on the map, and defend the now pushing boss, camp, or objective that you just fought over. Number 5. Learn to end. If you want to get out of lower leagues, learning when to end is the best tip I can give to improve your win rate. It's important to understand that only one keep needs to be destroyed before you can damage the core, and therefore, once you have taken a keep, you have a win condition. This means if in the late game you win a team fight, or a pushing objective, you should look to 5-man push this lane straight to core, ignoring the other keeps, as it takes under a minute to kill a full HP core at level 20 with a full team. Many maps have a power lane, for example Bot on Dragonshire, where there are potentially 3 camps that can be obtained to siege with, or Top in Tomb of the Spider Queen, where boss will push if capped. For this reason, these lanes should be heavily prioritised, as your chances to end or be ended on in these lanes are much greater and more abundant in comparison to the others. Winning a team fight and deciding to push a second keep does get value in the form of more incremental XP, more lane pressure and more map control, and therefore vision, than your opponent, which, with good minimap awareness, will open opportunities to gank solo lane pushing or XP soaking heroes, meaning you are now 5v4 and temporarily control the map. Map control also facilitates knowing your adversary's whereabouts, and therefore able to avoid getting caught and ganked yourself. However, taking a second or God forbid third keep when you could just go core and end, more than anything gives the enemy team a chance to come back into the game. And if they win the next team fight and are on the ball, they will push your core and you'll be left scratching your head while dead in base, wondering why it felt like you won all the battles but lost the war. We've all been there. Make destroying the keep on the map power lane your primary concern, and once it's done, when you find yourself in the late game with more heroes than the enemy, push the core for a swift and decisive win. Just be sure to keep an eye on your opponent's death timers, and if your core attempt isn't looking to be successful, get what damage you can in and back before they all revive and make a counter-attack on you. In lower leagues, it's often the case that they will charge out to defend regardless of number disadvantage, and so stagger their deaths, meaning they can't mount a sufficient enough defence and will hand you the win if you keep the pressure up. I hope you enjoyed and took something from the video. If you did, take a moment to like, comment and subscribe for more. If you'd like to join us for a few games, BotSoakers stream HotS every Monday and Sunday night. Tune into the stream and ask for an invite. Good luck and have fun.
Please leave comments, share and subscribe, and if you thought that it was worth it, then give it a like. Ma.